Welcome back, guys. Mohammed Tantawa here with another video. Back at the park. It's my new favorite spot. Got good sunshine. I like it. Makes me feel happy. Alright, so I really wanted to talk about what a 35 Fox is, because when I was picking my MOS, I did not find that job appealing from the 15,000-year-old YouTube video that the Army had posted. I don't know why I haven't found a lot of videos on this. Maybe it's because people are afraid to talk about like the classified information. I'm here to tell you there is no classified information during AIT. I mean, you get a little bit of, you know, some secret, like you get like some gist of it, but it looks like the terms and conditions when you sign up for an app. So it's really something that when you do, you'll see and you'll be like, oh, that's that, okay. There's a 35 series. It's an MI. They all primarily are at Fort Huachuca in Arizona, Sierra Vista. Basically, all of these are responsible for different aspects of Intel. And you have the people like Mike's that start off at DLI learning their language, and you have others that are in Texas like the Novembers, and then you have Foxes and Limas that are just at Fort Huachuca. My AIT was 17 weeks long. I think now they're going to change it to 13 weeks, which... So I'm here to give you a breakdown of what to expect, how hard is it, what is your daily schedule like, how is the food, and basically little details to let you know that you're going into something that you're 100% capable of accomplishing. Now let's start off with how hard is it. Okay, this varies. I saw certain companies with like 5 people that recycled, meaning you failed the test twice and you have to recycle to the next class. If you fail a test twice again after you recycle, you're forced to pick a new MOS. Okay, for my company, we had one person recycle and he double tapped. He's done. He's gonna pick a new MOS. But we had like 45 people. So it wasn't that much of a fail rate. And I'll say it like this: the people that fail out for a good reason. There's not something out there that makes you fail because it's so hard and, you know, everyone's struggling and some people find the answers and some people don't, and some people are working together and some people are not, and they're left in the dust and they're all alone and no one helps them. It's not really like that. So I will say it's hard more because of your daily schedule, how tired you are, the girth of information. It's just this fat textbook after this fat textbook after this fat textbook. But you start to realize how you can utilize these books. You start tabbing your pages, you start memorizing where certain chapters are, and you know what book you need to look in for what information, and in the end they don't really become daunting because you have the few that you really use a lot, and then you have a lot of other books that you might touch a couple times. What is your daily schedule like? You will wake up at 4 a.m. for PT, which is pretty standard for AIT. You will do your little PT session. If you're RASP or something, you'll go do your RASP a little bit earlier, but everyone is done by 6 a.m. 6 a.m., you'll go eat, go to chow, and usually you have a hit time around 7:20 to 7:30 to 7:10, you know, just depends on what company you're at. You form up, and then you start the long march to class. Your class will be about 1.5 miles away, and you will be dead and sweating by the time you get there. It is not fun at all. It's probably the worst part about the whole experience was marching there, and then after a long day, marching back. So your class schedule, you'll be in the same classroom the whole time, so there's no schedule really. So you're gonna go to one class, you'll get a 30-minute break, basically 2 times a day. So you have your first 30-minute break before lunch and your second 30-minute break after lunch. Days can range from about 4 p.m., 2:30 on a good day, on a really good day, 2:30, 3 o'clock, you know, on some test days, and then the dreaded 1700. The 5 o'clock days were awful. It's just so draining to be in a classroom that long. I'm not gonna lie. Did I sit there and tune out? Yes, I did. I tuned out a lot. On the day before the test, that review is everything. So make sure you really take that seriously, because they will give you exactly what you need for the tests. That brings me to the next part, tests. As I make this video, I am unsure if I can tell you what the tests are. But I can tell you this. There's some multiple choice tests in there. There's some stuff where you gotta draw on a map. And there's other tests where you gotta talk. As you can guess, I was best at the talking part. I wasn't like the best thing out there, But that is definitely a thing I did well. I could speak. And let me go ahead and talk about briefing, because you will do a lot of briefing. And to various individuals. You could do an XO, you could do a battalion commander, you could do a first sergeant, you could do your company commander, you could just do a sergeant, you could do a warrant officer. I mean, it is a variety of people that you might end up briefing. When you brief, you want to be totally professional. You know, you try not to smirk. I can't help but smirk sometimes because that's just me. But, you know, I did my best to keep a straight face. And you sit at parade, or you stand at parade rest, and you are responsible for speaking everything that the person listening should know in an event that this is a real life scenario. You want to give them a deep dive without reading the board or reading the PowerPoint so in-depthly that they feel like they're in class themselves. You really want to just give them the important information, why it's important, and how it could be used against us or for us. So that is briefing, basically, in a nutshell. During your AIT process, you'll have a series of rucks. They have no fancy names, unlike basic, but one is a 4-miler, then you have a 6-miler, then you have the 8-miler. They're okay. You know, if you rucked in basic training, you'll be fine. I mean, it's not anything amazing. The packing list is pretty straightforward. I remember one time we literally had a hit time of 2:45. Like, no, we had to get up by 2:45, 3, and be ready by 3:30 outside on the drill pad. And man, in times like that, and I mean in times like that, it's just hard. Like, you just want to scream. You just hate your life for a few seconds. PT. Not hard at all. If you go to the RAS PT, yeah, you're in for a treat. It's hard. Even for someone who's athletically fit and, you know, did all the workout regimens on their own before joining the military. As far as normal PT, as long as you're decently in shape and you don't totally suck at running, yeah, you'll be fine. Running was probably the hardest part, I'd say, for most people, but anything besides running was taken very, very lightly, and sometimes we would be in the habit of not trying hard enough because at the end of the day, it's just some push-ups, sit-ups, some abs, you know, just stuff that isn't that much fun to do at 4 a.m., quite honestly. Before you have PT, you'll have to gather up on the field or wherever you gather up, and you do your morning report. First sergeant will come out, take accountability, you're all good, have fun at PT. If you're lucky, you will go get zonked, as we called it. You'll go back to the barracks and be able to sleep or chill or study or whatever you want to do. These were good mornings. These were mornings I cherished, and that didn't come enough. And I felt like we got ripped off quite a few because you're supposed to be granted a zonk when you do good on a test as a class. So in the event that we did good on a test, we would expect to get zonked. Did we get zonked every time? No. I don't know how your drill sergeants will be, but I know mine were pretty straightforwardly strict. You address them as drill sergeant. You'll have a senior drill sergeant, which I didn't have at basic. You might have that. I don't know. But, you know, you call the senior drill sergeant senior drill sergeant, you know, some variation of that, and you call the drill sergeant. You'll have remember that you have like a head drill sergeant, and he's kind of like the PR manager. He comes in. When he comes around, everyone gets nervous, but most of your activity will be done by just the regular drill sergeants, and it can be any number of them. You're supposed to have, I think, 6. We had like 4, so, you know, 4 or 5. I don't even remember by now. The relationship with the drill sergeants is basically the same, which kind of sucks because you want to make a friend, but you can't make no friends. Oh, ciao. I'll just say you better enjoy the biscuit and gravy while it lasts, because if you make gravy on your own time, you're better than I am. I don't know how people do that. I would never go to the store and think, I'm going to make gravy. It's just too much work. Breakfast is definitely the best meal. Now your lunch and dinner, if you're not getting wings or like the Thai food line, it is terrible. I mean, Taco Tuesdays, I would never touch those tacos, and you know, they had decent fish every now and then. The burger was drier than a piece of meat laid out on the sand. But, it's fine because you just eat it and you get on with your day. The accessories line, I don't know, the a la carte where you have, your fruits and veggies and Jell-O and bread and stuff like that, that's pretty well equipped to satisfy you. I like that. I mean, I really did like having my yogurt and cucumbers every day. It was so consistent that it really made my time there easier because I like to have yogurt with cucumbers. It's just my thing. I mean, everyone laughs at it, but just try it. It's so good. Like, it really is a nutritional and savory snack that you will cherish once you try it once. Moss teas. Yes, you will have sergeants in your class with you that are taking the class. Yes, you are to refer to them as sergeants. And yes, you will stand at parade rest for them until you realize you're cool enough with them that you kind of can chill. But you do have to show the respect. There are a few Moss teas that really uphold the authority rank, that the Army has going on. And there's others that don't care. You will see ex-Marines, ex-whatevers. I mean, there's people that were reserve and now they're active. Just people from all sorts, all different bases around the country. They have all sorts of experiences, all different patches. Like, you can ask a variety of questions, and they really can be a good tool for you to, utilize. But at the same time, don't get too friendly with them because they have rules they have to abide by in their relationship with you. So just know that they're working within a boundary too, and just be, flexible, malleable, but also enjoy them. I mean, they're cool. They're students too, and because they're students, they are a little more laid back. So it is cool to be able to sit next to a sergeant and laugh, because in the midst of class, there's funny jokes. There's moments where we play Jeopardy, so it is cool to laugh and talk crap to, a sergeant who got a question right and you feel like you should have got it right. Like, there is moments where you can, break code a little bit, but for the most part, give them the respect they deserve. Reception. As you arrive, you will be in reception, which is basically holds. Holds is the barrack where people who have graduated, people who have got in trouble, and new arrivals are all coming to sit in the barracks and enjoy each other's company. Not really. But you'll go to holds the first 3, 4, 5 days you're there. You'll do some paperwork, fill out more paperwork, and then you'll finish that off with more paperwork. It's the most annoying thing ever, how much paperwork the Army does. But anyways, the holds barracks is kind of boring. You do love it in a sense, because when you get there, that is your first taste of freedom in forever. I mean, you are literally... Damn, an ant just bit my foot. You can't go, too many places. You can't leave base, or really you can't leave the surrounding area. But you can go to the gas station, you can go to Chow, and you can go to the gym. God, we were like in prison. But it wasn't that bad. Now when you get to your real barracks, you'll be hit with black phase. After that, it'll be gold phase and then green phase, as I went over in the last video. Each one comes with its own privileges, but really all you need is gold phase, because gold phase will let you wear anything you want, and, well, not really anything you want, but, most things. You'd really have to be an outlier to not have the right attire. But you get to wear what you want, and it's cool. It's finally a sense of freedom. You can leave base, you can go to Ross, TJ Maxx, go out to eat, Longhorns, who knows. Yeah, it was great. And lastly, the area, Sierra Vista. If you do end up going to Sierra Vista, if you're one of the Novembers or the DLI people, sorry, I'm sure California is great. Texas, suck it up. Okay, Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista was fucking terrible. Yeah, Sierra Vista was great. They had all sorts of stuff like Ross and they had McDonald's. And, Chipotle? Yeah, it sucked. Sierra Vista is a terrible little city. I mean, I would even call it a city. It's like a mini town. And without the base there, it would be a deserted town. Rent is still very high there. Things cost about the same or more. The Ross was great. Let me tell you, these glasses came from that Ross. It was not anything worth writing home about. It's kind of annoying. It was just, you sat there and you're like, well, I could go off base, but it just feels like I'm in Kansas. Shout out to Kansas. Never been there. That pretty much wraps it up. If you're exploring the MI field, give it a shot. You'll get a top secret clearance. That's about it. I don't know. I'm still kind of working out what it's going to do for me in the future, but you'll learn a lot of cool stuff. You actually have to use your brain a little bit, and it won't be so monkey see, monkey do. But, it still comes with its drawbacks and its long AIT time and other things that you'll experience that are kind of individual and unique to your experience. So, If you have any questions, drop them off in the comments section. My name is Muhammad Tantawi. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. Subscribe, like the video, and share with a friend who's thinking about joining. I'll see you next time.